Hi, Ross here from Biker Talk, the channel where I talk to bikers of all ages about their motorcycle and where they like to ride. Today's video is all about the motorcycle equivalent of a muscle car. I'll be talking to Michael about his liquid-cooled 1180cc V-twin, the Victory Octane. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and if you'd like to get involved, message me through the Biker Talk Facebook page.
Hi, my name's Michael and I've been riding motorbikes for 30 years. I started out riding as a commuter rider to get to work in the city because of the ease of parking when I was 21 years old. Now I'm just a social rider on weekends. I rode for 15 years up until I got married and had my first child, and then gave it away for 15 years, and now my kids are old enough now. Got back into it about 2 years ago. When a group of dads whose sons play in my son's football side were all motorbike riders, and they were starting to ride socially, so I joined that group basically to have a coffee and a pie down in Wollongong on a Saturday morning. I ride a Victory Octane, it's 2017, only limited numbers made in the world, and they've stopped production of these bikes after this one was made. It's a 1200cc, that's about all I know. I wouldn't even know where the spark plug was. I know how to fill it up with petrol and I know where the blinkers are. I started off with a Suzuki GSX 250. So that was my first bike, and then when I got my Ps I went to a ZZR 750. Once I wanted to get back into bike riding when I turned 50, I bought myself this bike for my 50th birthday. I like the fact that it's all matte black, there's no chrome on it. Obviously it's a cruiser, and it's because it's unique, it's an American bike, not too many of them in Australia. As soon as I saw it I fell in love with it. Anything I've done to it, I've changed the tyre sizes to a fatter tyre, put the rear passenger backrest just for my wife and my kids when they come along with me. Put the wider floorboards instead of the pegs just for my comfort. That's about it. I've done everything I need to do on it. It's got everything else that I need. I like the fact that you're one-on-one. There's no windows or roof of a car around you. You've got 180-degree vision you've got the wind in your hair, the sun on your face. It's just the feeling of freedom. My favourite place to ride is through the national park just because of the sweeping curves. I don't like riding on busy streets. 1 hour is enough for me. 1 hour down there, have a cup of coffee and a pie, half an hour break and a chat. It's more the socialising that I like, that it gets us together to socialise, have a chin wag and get on our bikes and come back, and 2.5 hours later we're done, so it's a nice outlet. I've done the LA to Vegas run with a convertible car with the family when we were on holidays a few years ago, and I did it when I was younger with a friend. I'd like to do that again, but do the LA, Vegas, San Francisco, back to LA, down the coast of LA or California would be a nice bike ride. But that would be on a cruiser type touring bike with my wife, after the kids are grown up. If I had another bike, a similar one to this, a sister bike to this is the Indian Scout Bobber. So it's the same owners, Polaris made both bikes. It does have the old school look to it, and it's a mean looking bike, so I'd love to have a Scout Bobber. My advice to younger riders would be to go on YouTube and look up all the motorbike accidents that people have. Most of the time it's due to speeding or doing something silly in a group. One of the things I like about our group that we ride with is we're all mature people. Everyone respects their bikes, we keep to the speed limit, we don't do anything silly, so there's no peer group pressure. So the biggest advice I'd have for young kids is don't go bike riding with other young kids, because that's just going to cause trouble. Well, we saw that on the weekend where we got passed by 6 or 7 bike riders on on curves and dangerous spots at National Park just on Saturday morning. And that was just one person passing, the others following. And to keep up, they were doing it on dangerous curves, and that's what peer group pressure does to you. And they needed one person to do something silly and they would end up off the side of the road into the rails. So yeah, that would be my advice. Don't ride in a group if you're young.
That's all for today's video, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can ride a motorcycle, and that's kind of the same thing.